Everything is turned on and all things are green. So let's go ahead and get the morning started.
Hey, yeah, I kind of got you. When we initially made that trauma kit, I made that video and sent it out to all the group members so that they knew what we were building and what their money was going towards. But somebody said, hey, you didn't actually tell us what our money was going in, what was going to be in the kit. So I had to make another video. So I made that video, and I'm gonna play it here in a second. But before we do that, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You might actually like what we're doing around here. If you don't, you can dump me later. Not a big deal. I also wanted to take a moment to thank all of my new subscribers as well as my old and loyal subscribers. I notice you. I see that. If you're commenting on YouTube, I get an email every time you comment. I'm sure at some point I will not be able to keep up with it, but for now, I'm trying to reply to all of you. For those of you that have made comments on YouTube and you're not seeing them in the comments, it ain't me. YouTube is locking out some of the comments. I'm not exactly sure why. There was one that was like, it was a little rough. But yeah, that's what's happening. So, thank you again, and let's get back to the video. Okay, so, without further ado, this is the detailed kit. This is how we built it. And I hope you like it. Apparently, in my rush to try and explain how everybody was getting screwed with buying gear, I kind of forgot to tell you what you're going to get for your 91 bucks. I thought it was clear, but I guess in today's video age, you gotta go the next step further. So what we need to do is just take a quick look and then I'll explain it. Okay, so basically the kit's going to be broken into 4 very logical modules. We're going to break it into the actual trauma module, and this is going to be full of the big stuff. Then there's going to be 2 bleed kits. One bleed kit will have more stuff in it than the other because this is your starting point to rendering aid. And the other bleed kit is kind of like, hey, I don't have enough stuff. Here's more stuff. And then there's what we're calling the Protect Me kit. The Protect Me kit is exactly that. Stuff that's going to protect you and the other stuff that is going to help you finish treating the patient in preparation for help to come. So first things first, the trauma kit. The trauma kit is going to have the nasogenital airway with lubricant. Obviously, you're going to need some training in order to use this, but it's really not that difficult. The next thing is going to be the Halo Vent chest seal. We picked this because it's actually larger than most other chest seals, and it is clearly marked as front and back for entry and exit wounds. Really simple to use, and it outperforms all the other chest seals. The other thing is going to be the burn dressing. The burn dressing that we chose is actually a burn blanket, and it's half the cost. If you do use it, you can get it off Amazon for like $6. And what it basically does is allow you to cover a wound, pour water on top of it, wrap that up, and then you'll be able to transport it much easier. Statistically, this is the safest way to do it, and you can actually cover more body area instead of trying to use that little 4x4 patch to a burn victim. The other thing we threw in there was the pocket-sized duct tape. The reason we threw that in there is because it has so many uses on the medical side. You can use it to wrap a splint. Oh, by the way, yeah, there's a splint in here too. We're going to throw that emergency mylar thermal blanket in there. It does help because the end portion is always treat for shock. And obviously, we talked about the SAM splint. The next thing in there is going to be the bleed kit number 1. Bleed kit number 1 is going to have that cat tourniquet in there. We've seen this 1,000 times. We're going to make sure that it's a quality one, no Chinese junk. We're also going to use rolled gauze. Rolled gauze is the number 1 way to treat open wounds. Stuff it in the wound, you can really pack it in there, and then you wrap it up. You can cover it with a 4x4 piece of gauze, and then you hit it with the ACE Velcro wrap. This is the best way to treat. This is how the paramedics do it. Obviously, we'll have gauze 4x4 strips in there, more than enough per kit. And we're even going to throw a little surgical tape in there, and obviously some trauma shears, because when we get to the patient, we either need to remove clothes or we need to cut something so that we can find the wounds. Bleed kit number 2 is just a smaller version of bleed kit number 1. Why? Because bleed kit number 2 is more designed to help you with multiple wounds, or if you run out of supplies from bleed kit number 1, bleed kit number 2 supports that. It's going to have another thing of rolled gauze. It's going to have more 4x4 gauze. It's going to have another ACE wrap in case you have multiple wounds that require to be wrapped. And then there's the last kit, which is the Protect Me gear. Protect Me gear, it's going to be a couple sets of nitrile gloves. They're going to be to your size. We're going to get some 3M safety glasses in there for you. They're actually pretty cheap. And most people don't know that when somebody's been shot, they like to kick around, or when they've been badly wounded, they like to kick around because they're in shock. And if they're bleeding and you get it in your eyes, yeah, you're going to have a bad day. Obviously, the permanent marker for writing on the laminated triage kit so that when the real paramedics show up, they can literally go, "Durr, that's what got fixed. This is what we need to focus on." Now, it should go without saying that this is a total prototype, but all those things are going to be inside of it. There's going to be labels on the package, and you're going to see something very similar to this.
All right, so I hope that was better. I hope that answered your questions. If not, down there, ask me a question. I'll tell you what we did, where we got the supplies, how we did all that stuff. The important thing to remember is that you can build any one of these kits yourselves. You do not have to buy a tactical kit. They are a waste of money. And wow, they are combat proven. You don't have to go to combat. If you like what you saw here, or you like what we're doing, do me a favor, hit that like button. It really does matter. Anyway, until the next time, hope you stay safe and have a great day. Whoop.
Okay, it looks like we're live and pushing out data on every possible port there is. It's actually hard to tell. Rumble just had an issue, had a nice big old. There we go. Let's go ahead and turn that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Looks like everything is locked and ready to go. All right, let's see. I need to get the old clapper started real quick here. As usual, it's a Monday. I'm running behind schedule. Everything is slow, not good enough, not prepared. I'll thrash myself later. I'm such a slacker. All right, there we go. All right, the clapper's fired up. Okay, so I think we're okay as long as Penny doesn't come out needing to go outside. I think that we're okay. I think that we're okay. Bob is watching on Twitch. That's cool, Bob. Yeah, a lot of people don't know I actually transmit on Twitch as well. We got a few people here and there, that kind of thing. Just extending the reach. Phones, quit telling me that I need to do things. I know I need to do things. All right, so let's go ahead and start the good mornings with on the old Rumble side. West Virginia, Pappy, who's normally omnipresent first, and Good Boys Guild number 2. Barb, good morning. Netta, Hicktown Honey, the Real Patriot Medic. Holy no, Hicktown move. I'm on the DL. So yeah. Real Patriot Medic is actually listening in the background. He messaged me earlier. We've got Brad O'Finey, good morning. And JT's Jeep, good morning. Then we got Bob Clancy over there on the, let's see, looks like, yes, Bob's on the Twitch. He's first and only. We got Doug Frost cheating on YouTube, but that's okay. It is what it is. That's why I'm transmitting everywhere. And then we go to the super secret chat. Who do we got on the super secret chat? We've got, I think, looks like LP med kits. Looks interesting. Yes, Ian, we can talk about that. That is not an issue. Yeah, that's my trauma kit. There's actually a big backstory on that one. Looks like Fire Life is hanging out with us on the Clapper. You are first and only on Clapper. Damn, Mondays suck, guys. Nobody wants to do anything on a Monday. And sometimes including me, but you know what it is. I'm a glutton for punishment. I've got to do what I've got to do. That whole box of chocolate thing. Yeah, that whole medical kit. We're actually going to do a short segment on medical kits right here. Good morning, Tefel, number 2. Good to see you. And I don't know who's hiding out number 3, but that is A-okay. That medical kit was a trauma kit. I used to be part of a mag, and we are slow for a few minutes this morning. Everybody is slow. And that, like I said, it's Monday. It's Monday. I've come to accept. It's like on Wednesdays, I'll have like a couple hundred people watching. Fridays, it's a little slower, but on Mondays, it's really slow. It's like, you know, I think Mondays is all about everybody trying to do everything, because they're just being, I don't know, bombarded or overwhelmed or whatever it may be. Oh boy, first yawn of the day. And the last thing that's on their mind is paying attention to the old local prepper. So it's not a big thing and understandable. But Ian, yeah, that kit, I used to be part of a mag, and that kit, we decided that we could build it ourselves because we had enough people, right? We built that kit and sold it to our mag at no cost at all to us. Or I'm sorry, no cost. Well, they paid for it, but nobody made any money. That we actually lost money on it, but we still made a great kit for them. We put out about 30 of them, and they came in right at about $98 after we redid the math a couple of times. And the no tactical bag, nobody telling us we're gonna die, anything like that. What I basically did was we had a paramedic who's a friend of mine, and we just went over. We designed this kit from the beginning to the end based off of how the paramedics do it. And the idea is that you could just have one of these and just throw it in your car and put it under your seat or behind your seat or someplace, and you would have this level 2 trauma kit that you could save somebody's life with. That's what it really came down to. That and saving money, because we got tired of paying for the $120, $150, $200 tactical bags that that made mistake after mistake after mistake. One of my biggest ones was the burn bandages. If you ever look at the burn bandage, it's really small, and even if you buy a large one, it's still not big enough. They say that most major burns that require that kind of bandage, normally burn about 52% of your body if you need that kind of burn protection or protection from exposure to the elements, protection from the requirements for antibiotics. There's a lot of different things that happen with a burn. So no, go lay down. You blew it. And they'll put those little burn packets inside of these little 4x4 or 6x6 burn cloths. They're impregnated with burn material, and it's just not enough to cover your body. So we actually put a burn blanket inside the kit, which was actually cheaper than the burn packet with all the gel on it. And all you have to do is cover the person with this blanket, or just soak the blanket in water. Just pour water all over it, get it wet, and then put it over the burn. And it's actually even better. It's what the paramedics actually carry with them. So let's see here. The only thing I would change is add more gauze. Dude, there was a lot of gauze in there. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rolled, compressed rolled gauze, and then there was the bandage, the 4x4 bandage gauze that was packed in there. So yeah, if you want to add more gauze, go right ahead. But basically, we put enough gauze in there to make sure that you could pack wounds with it, yeah, that's what it is. Window Liquor says, yellow. Hey, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Brian Smith, good morning. There we go. Good to see you guys. What do we got here? Good morning. Fire life is omnipresent. How did the fuel pump go, Patriot? From what I understand, Patriot's Jeep is still down, but secretly listening. I think it's still down. Oddly, you sound like you are in a well today. I don't know. I haven't changed anything, Leroy. So let's see here. I couldn't put my finger on it. Thought it was because I was on a speaker rather than the headphones. I got you. He does. I don't know. I don't understand. I have changed absolutely none of my settings. So I don't know why. Let me double check and make sure my microphone is in the I'm actually on now I'm on the right mic. Huh, interesting. Not sure why that's happening, guys, but it is what it is. Ooh, don't push that button. Don't push that button. Bad things will happen. Miss Melody, good morning. Blaine, good morning. There we go. Let's see here. It rained yesterday, so we're not moving any plants this morning. I bet it. I bet. Yeah, it's almost time to get my cucumbers and my cabbage out from underneath the light and actually get them out into the. Damn it, man! I guess my brain is not on at all this morning. My words are not working. It is definitely a Monday. It's definitely a Monday. All right, so if you are not familiar with the show, we are going to we do the first half of the show here, transmitting to all platforms that we have access to. And then at the 30-minute mark, or roughly the 30-minute mark, we switch only to Rumble, Clapper, and Twitter. So if you're not there, then at the 30-minute mark, you might want to get there if you wish to continue listening to this podcast. All right, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and let's see here. I need to share this. Where is it at? That's going to be. Where is? All right. Losing my damn mind. I'm losing my mind. There we go. That should have pushed it to the top. And we're going to switch that over there. We're going to swear that. Jane R&R Animal Rescue, new to the channel. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. So we're going to go ahead and share that one right there. And we're going to talk about this briefly. And there's some things that we won't talk about because obviously we're on the channels. We're also on the channels right now that won't let us say the things that we want to say. So we'll skim over those things. So if you didn't know about the hearings last week, there were hearings yesterday about the FISA court. Hearings show the lack of transparency in the extent of the U.S. government's surveillance abuse. Not a joke. On Thursday, House lawyers held a hearing on Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, the FISA, the one that they keep abusing, over accusations that the federal agencies use the law to conduct surveillance on citizens. Yeah. It was an interesting hearing. They didn't really beat the guy too badly, but they found a few things out. During the hearing, the heads of the federal intelligence agencies were not willing to reveal how much data they collect on U.S. citizens through Section 702. Expert witnesses were also not able to say how many can conduct the unlawful and warrantless searches enabled by Section 702. Quote, "We do not actually know the scope of the collection," said a U.S. Privacy and Civil Rights Oversight Board. So many words. As an expert witness. Another expert witness, the Inspector General of the Department of Justice, said compliance has been far from perfect. Let's see here. Quote, "To be able to identify those potential threats inside the United States is a feature that is unknown and recognized and not necessarily a problem. There are very few restrictions on searching for U.S. citizens' data from the database." Frank agreed with lawmakers that search warrants should be required before searching for data on U.S. citizens that is stored in Section 702, a law designed to provide tools to collect foreign intelligence and prevent foreign terrorist attacks. Has been warped into a domestic intelligence tool to intercept and catalog Americans' phone calls, text messages, emails, and other electronic communications. We must consider whether this program can be reformed or if it is already beyond repair. Okay, so why is that? Why is that happening? Well, it's pretty simple. So what they found out is that there's probably over 500 investigations ongoing daily using this particular data. Now, what basically happens is they're collecting data on foreign individuals. And then some Americans just happen to fall into that net. And they get identified, and they're supposed to be, American number 1, American number 2, that kind of stuff, right? But the data doesn't go away. It just goes into a database. And so anybody with law enforcement credentials and access can just go, tell me about John Smith on 2020 Convention Center Lane, and or this particular phone number, 867-5309, that kind of thing. And next thing you know, they're accessing data. They're accessing personal data on a U.S. individual and a citizen, and that's against the law. But they're literally conducting warrantless searches on American citizens because they can. They confirm that it is happening, but they could not tell them how they're doing it. And obviously, Matt Gaetz, he asked Horowitz about these more than 3 million backdoor searches. Yeah, they don't really have any answer, you know. Quote, it's obviously concerning that there are that volume of searches, and particularly concerning the error rate that was reported on in the last 2 years, saying that he believed that the error rate or mistaken for wrongful searches could be around 30%, which is huge, absolutely huge, guys. So yeah, they're out there. They've got a severe problem with this whole FISA action, this Section 702, because it is way overreaching. And what has happened is the American public, it's kind of like, you know, it's like, I don't think it's affecting me today, so I'm never going to think about it. So the only time they talk about this crap is when some federal agent like the FBI, who has access to this, starts to use it to gather information. And without a warrant, it's against the law. But they're doing it anyway under the FISA court, and it's being allowed, and that's a problem. And that's a pretty serious problem, because, you know, this falls into that whole dystopian state where we don't want people checking in on us as Americans. We don't want people showing up unannounced. We don't want to be surveilled against our will, you know. And yeah, I mean, listen, if you were under investigation for a real crime, whether you did it or not, then I understand. Okay. But if you want to get into my private information without a warrant, there's a problem there. There's a problem with it. They've basically taken our Constitution and changed it all without changing it. Is what they've done with the rules, with these different laws that basically bypass the Constitution. So pay attention, know your surroundings, and think about these things, because you know what? You know, maybe you need to exercise a little bit more OPSEC in your life, because the federal government just doesn't need all of your information. They want it. They tried this years ago. It got shut down. And, you know, I honestly believe it's still on. It's something called, you can look it up. It's called Project Carnivore. And basically it was a system that is doing what they're doing now, but on a massive scale. And hell, they may have just said, oh yeah, we're turning it off, guys. Don't turn it off. We don't know. We will never know. So those are some things that we need to think about. While we're here, we haven't really said it yet, but you know, obviously this we're going to go with. I need to tell you guys about something here. No, I'm not going to tell you about that yet. I'm going to tell you that later on. It's a little deal that I ran up with another company to actually save you even more money. But we'll talk about that later on in the show. That's right. That's called a teaser. What do we got here? We got some new people popping in. We got Jelly 6 Backup. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else we got in here? This is the contrast is awful on this phone right here. Looks like those are the only new people that are saying hi. So if you don't say hi, I don't say hi back. It's that easy. We got Miss Melody popping into the Rumble. Do you have a link for these kits in your clickables? Hicktown Honey, no, those kits were built. We built those. We ordered everything and we put them all together. And then the only thing that the individual had to pay, the individual had to pay for the kit, and they had to pay for the shipping. And we used just regular old mail. In some cases, because it was a regional mag, what we would do is we would just like drive it to the closest person to them, and then they would drive it to the next person. You know, we had this way of getting the stuff around, basically move things logistically from one end of the mag to the other, and that's what we would do. But no, that is. I mean, I can provide links if you guys would like. I can provide links for that, but maybe I'll do a video on it. But that's about all I can do. And see, the thing is when you buy one of this and one of this and one of this and one of this, and then you add all that money up, it equals what the big guys are making for you. You know what I'm saying? It equals the high end expensive kits. But if you build like 10 of them, okay, then you can buy in bulk, and you can buy, the bandages in bulk, all those little pieces, they cost less because you bought them in bulk. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we ended up doing. And that's how we ended up saving the money. Originally, the kit was supposed to be $91, but we had to go to a different vendor for the tourniquets. And that increased our price, our overall price, up to $98, I believe. I honestly can't remember. Let's see. But if you guys would like, I can make a video. I can make a video on that kit. No, it's not a problem. I'll literally pull it in here. I'll make a video. It'll take me more time to find you the links to everything than it will to make the video. So just let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you about it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and support the channel for a minute. If you're not a member of the Patreon, you should definitely be part of the Patreon. I did a video last week about this, and I kind of got a little bit of pushback. I don't need to pay these people. You just don't understand that you're basically just supporting the channel if you're a member of the Patreon. And in return for you supporting the channel, I give you as many benefits as I can possibly do. I give you as much of my time as I can possibly give to you. There is a 14-day free trial if you'd like. I think, was it Dino Nana was our latest Patreon. She went in on the $1 a month, and she paid up front. So basically she's saying that she is supporting the channel for an entire year for $10. So if you're interested, you want to see what's inside there, get in, check it out. If you don't, you don't. It's not a big deal to me. All right, let's see. I need to go back and check the chat on the other side. P.S. Watch you all the time. Just hit thumbs up only. Houston nuke drills today through Friday. Every agency then said, wow, I guess Houston's got their trash in one bag. They're the one doing nuke drills. Well, I think it's serendipitous because we're going to be talking about some of that today. But we're just not there yet. I can't figure out why. Why collect all this data? Seems like a waste of time and energy. Jane, well, the reason why they collect all this data is because it makes their investigations easier. That's why. It just makes their investigations easier. They don't have to do as much police work. And it simplifies the process for them. If they suspect you of a crime or being involved in a crime, they can just run these data searches on before you make a request for any data that pertains to this phone number, this name, this address. And then when that all comes back, it becomes part of their investigation. And now they know more about you so that when they come talk to you, they can trap you in a lie. They can try and trap you in a lie. And that's unfortunately the process law that the FBI uses. And then once they've done that, well, listen, we already know you lied to us. You told us this, but we already did it. We already know that you did this, so we know it's a lie. You really want to tell us what's going on now? And they try to get you to talk about things that you either don't want to talk about or they have no right to know anything about. It's a very devious little plan that they use, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not a fan of the FBI. I honestly think that they need to clean house. It's like, oh, we should just close it all down and start from scratch. No, it doesn't work that way, because whether you close something down and start from scratch or you just clean house, what you're going to end up with is the same bad eggs just applying for the job. When you close everything down, experience, resume, CV, and the same turds get right back into the system. If you clean house, then you can use those people inside that know what's going on as your reference points to get rid of the bad eggs. It's easier that way. Oh, you're welcome, Jane. No problem. That's what we're here for. And then Deanna says, yes, please. I'm going to guess, Deanna, that is, you want a video about the TTK, the trauma kit is what we named it. I've got another video on it, but it's kind of hidden. Jane, I think some of the information collected will be used in the future. Basically, do pre-policing, like you said. Our pattern is he's more likely going to commit a crime. They got that pre-crime stuff going, huh? I've seen the movie. I've seen your movie. Gotcha. If there is a reputable kit out there, you or others like, I'd appreciate that. No kid is going to be perfect. And you know what? That's the next thing we're going to talk about, Hicktown. We're going to talk about building a kit. And, honestly, everybody's looking for the quick, fast, and the hurry. Everybody's looking for this perfect kit that they don't have to spend any time learning anything about, doing anything with. They just want to click buy it now on Amazon, and they don't exist. They do not exist, and they're never as small as these kits that they show. I think that the only people, the guy over there at Bear Independent, I can't remember the name of the company, but they're the only ones that have actually done anything close to the right thing. And even then, I think that their kits are too small. They really are. It's like what one of the other members of the group was saying. Yeah, I would. The only thing I would do is add more gauze, because everybody has their own perceptions of how they're going to treat injuries. Of what they think is important and how they're going to set their kits up to be used. And I tell people, you need to build your own kit. This sounds like work. And you know why? Because it is. Because if you don't build the kit that you want, you're not going to have the tools that you want in an emergency situation that could save somebody's life. It's that easy. It's absolutely that easy. Let's see. Leroy says, I would shy away from too much medical suggestion, though. Don't want any liabilities. Well, thank you, Leroy. I appreciate it. But I've suggested nothing. I'm simply telling you to build your own kit. I'm not worried about medical liabilities. There's no MD at the end of my name. A video of the TTK would be cool. And if that's what you're talking about, Leroy, looks like you are. Appreciate the comment, but we're good. We're good. Let's see here. Okay, so we're edging up. We're edging up on the halfway point where we actually can talk about some real preparedness stuff. Yeah. Before we get there, let's go ahead and we're going to switch to this page. That is not the one I want. Remove that source, and we're going to add this one right here. And let's go ahead and talk about this very briefly. As you guys may have known, First Republic crashed on Friday. As the weekend begins, the Wall Street Journal reports late on Friday that the big banks, including JP Morgan and PNC, are set to buy First Republic Bank, but not in a private market arranged deal, but rather in transaction that would follow a government seizure of the troubled lender. That statement's actually pretty bold and means something. Basically, the FDIC says, you're done. Who wants it? Oh, JP Morgan, you want to give us? Okay. Yeah, okay. PNC, you want to be, okay, you want to be part of this? All right. And it's gone. So now, so JP Morgan, which is already the largest U.S. bank, is about to get even bigger by scooping up all of the good FRC assets. First Republic, yawn number 2 of the morning, while leaving the U.S. taxpayers holding on to the toxic ones. That's right. So JP Morgan swoops in and gets all the good stuff from First Republic and leaves all the bad stuff for the FDIC. And the FDIC goes, oh, I don't know what to do with this. That said, it wasn't immediately clear whether the $30 billion in deposits funneled by JP Morgan and other banks into FRC will be treated as insured funds. Why should they? Why should they be insured? Nor was it clear how a wipeout of this capital, which would spark a systemic crisis simply because the Fed is now running policy of monetary tightening through bank collapse. having failed to contain inflation and tighten policy using conventional means. Yeah. So if you guys don't know what that means, it's actually pretty simple. The Fed rolled in there. They shut the bank down. JP Morgan PNC said, we'll buy the good stuff. Okay. What's good stuff? Well, it's stuff that's insured by the FDIC. And the FDIC now has all the stuff that is not insured by the FDIC, which means they own nothing. JP Morgan just got bigger. I think at some point we're going to end up being like six banks in the entire world, or in the entire United States. And what does it mean? There is no telling. There's no telling. But in the end, that is what I think is going to happen. All right, so let's see here. Long time no see. Life has been crazy lately. Hey, Kentucky Patriot Prepper. I haven't seen you since Christ was a corporal. That is absolutely awesome, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. You got here just in time for me to tell everybody it's that time, guys. It's that time. If you are not on Rumble, you probably should go there right now. We're going to be switching over. I'm going to be saying goodbye to all the channels that for today anyway. It's just today. It's just a process that we're using. So that if you want to continue with this stream, then you have to go to Rumble. And let me see here. What do I got? What can I play that's what can I? No, that's not what I want to do. I want to add this local video to the stream. None of these are what I want to do. Those guys should all be in there, and they are not. See, now I've got. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Mondays suck. Mondays suck. All right, let's go on over here and let's see, Rumble. Got to find something to push a button with. Oh, it's such a pain in the butt. Why? Where is? There it is. There it is. We're gonna go ahead and load that sucker up right there, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes on Rumble.
Hi, welcome to YouTube.
Thanks, it's great to be here. I'm just gonna upload my video right now.
Let me see it first. Oh, wow. No, you can't post that.
Why not?
I don't agree with that. Nope.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ew, what are you doing?
I'm uploading my video.
All right, that's a warning, pal.
Dude, you need to relax.
Flag!
What?
Okay, you want to get crazy? Boom, boom, double flag. There goes your video.
Did you just cancel me? Alright, I'm gonna be leaving now.
Where are you going?
To a place where I can't get canceled and they celebrate free speech.
But in Fantasyland.
It's not Fantasyland, it's called Rumble. Later, pal.